From the fiber optic cables to the refrigeration systems sustaining the global food supply, the infrastructure of American life was engineered by Black minds. The very systems that allow the modern world to function are products of the same demographic often described as a burden on it. Frederick McKinley Jones patented portable cooling units that revolutionized the transport of food and medicine. His invention created the possibility of a national, temperature-controlled economy. Dr. Shirley Ann Jackson's research at Bell Laboratories provided the technical foundation for caller ID and fiber optic communication. Her work represents a digital bedrock that the 21st century economy relies upon every second. Garrett Morgan's 3-position traffic signal and his gas mask are essential safety standards. This genius extends to the physical foundations of power. The very stones of the White House were cut and laid by enslaved Black laborers. These patents and projects are the physical and digital skeleton of the country. They are not peripheral contributions to history. They are the standard elements of life that would cease to function without this specific heritage. This creates a central tension. The builders of the American house are being told they have no right to live in the rooms they constructed. At a 2025 rally in Pennsylvania, President Donald Trump explicitly confirmed, describing predominantly Black nations as shithole countries during his first term. He contrasted them with predominantly white nations, like Norway and Denmark, arguing that the United States should prioritize immigrants from the latter. The contradiction is clear. A political establishment depends entirely on Black innovation, while methodically working to remove the innovators from the national narrative. The modern strategy of exclusion has long-standing precedents. In 1973, the Justice Department filed a lawsuit against the Trump Management Corporation for systematic housing discrimination. Investigators found that Black rental applications were marked with a C for colored. This was a structural tool used to steer Black families away from certain buildings and ensure they remained outside the community's wealth-building centers. Professor Carol Anderson defines this recurring pattern as white rage. It is the legal and social force that activates to roll back Black gains, treating every step toward equality as a threat to be neutralized. History shows this cycle in devastating detail. In 1921, the economic independence of Black Wall Street in Tulsa was met with a coordinated assault. Mobs murdered hundreds and burned 35 city blocks, turning a center of Black prosperity into ash. This functions like a law of political physics. For every significant Black advancement, the system produces a structural countermeasure designed to reset the racial hierarchy. Today, that playbook is being updated through Project 2025, a blueprint for restructuring the federal government into a tool for permanent minority rule. In 2026, the Supreme Court ruling in Louisiana v. Calais dismantled Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act. This removed the primary legal mechanism for challenging discriminatory maps, completing a process begun a decade earlier. The impact was immediate. States dissolved majority-minority districts in Louisiana and South Carolina, ensuring Black voters cannot elect representatives of their choice. As voting power was being diluted, representation at the highest levels of government was purged. On his first day in 2025, the president fired General Charles Q. Brown, Jr., the second Black man to lead the Joint Chiefs of Staff. This strategy mirrors the 1807 Slave Bible, distributed to enslaved people after owners removed all mentions of liberation or the Book of Exodus. The modern objective is the same, to maintain the outward appearance of a democracy while surgically removing the actual substance of power. The political system operates on a timeline of decades, building structural barriers that are designed to outlast any single administration. Traditional responses, protesting after a firing, or filing a lawsuit after a district is already gone, are reactive. They attempt to address the damage after the power has already been consolidated. Survival requires moving toward long-term structural planning. It means using the same foresight that built the nation's infrastructure to reclaim its future. The strategy for the future relies on repurposing the tools established in the past. The fiber optics and GPS networks that connect the modern world provide a digital architecture that can be used to organize at a scale once thought impossible. By applying data analysis to current redistricting trends, Communities can identify gerrymandering patterns before they are finalized. This transforms the infrastructure of the digital age into a shield for the ballot box. Erasure was attempted through fire in Tulsa and through the removal of verses in the Slave Bible. But those efforts failed to destroy the capability or the memory of the builders. The people who built the foundation of the modern world are no longer asking for a place in the house. They are claiming their